So after the disaster against Disney FC, Forest can refocus on the Premier League. And it doesn't get much harder than this. Well, we've got top of the league Arsenal, but we did give them their kit. Maybe they'll have mercy. Welcome to the preview for Forest versus Arsenal. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to the preview for Forest versus Arsenal. Are you guys looking forward to this one? Coming up, and we're going to talk about the Forest team. We're going to talk about how Dyche can maybe, potentially, probably not get something out of this Arsenal match. We'll talk about Arsenal, their strengths, their weaknesses. I'm sure a lot of you already know all of those. And predictions. This should be fun. So make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed if you are new. And don't forget to check out the great guys over at Football Prizes. There are so many Forest giveaways. These are all authentic, framed, signed, beautiful, beautiful Forest giveaways. Look at this one. There's a new Ola Aina with only 99 tickets there. Framed, signed Ola Aina. You've got a 29p, yes, 29p giveaway for all kinds of Forest goodies. You can win hospitality seats for Forest versus Wolves. Dominguez, who's been pretty outstanding lately. There is a quick giveaway on that and only 29 entries on that, so check that out. And on top of that, you can still go and get the free Forest home kit. So go get your tickets for that. That one's completely free. Scan the QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. Alrighty, let's jump into this and let's talk about the game. So, can Forest beat Arsenal? No, is the answer. Thank you for watching. No, I'm joking. But I still am holding on to one bit of hope. Well, two bits of hope. Three. My real hope is that he gets sacked while we're recording this video and we have a competent manager. That's not going to happen. The second bit of hope I hold on to is that, speaking of Mr. Kleenex himself, he seems to somehow produce something against the big six teams. His tactics just seem to annul those teams at times. I've said plenty of times how Forest have played well under him against big six teams. And my third ray of hope is that Sangare is back. Yes, remember him, the guy I told you to stick by. And now I'm seeing so many messages saying we miss Sangare. Well, you don't say, guys. You don't say. So, 60% of the time I'm right every single time. Now, Dyche has to change both his tactics and his philosophy in this game, in my opinion. Well, maybe not so much the philosophy, but the setup. We have to allow the wingers. There's no Elanga option in this game like we had maybe last year, where you can hit them on a quick counter-attack if you push their line up high, maybe break some pockets in their defence and so on and so forth. So we haven't really got that option. Maybe you could use Hutchinson, but Elanga is obviously a lot quicker than him. For this to work, Forest need to get into a 4-3-3 as a bare minimum. In fact, I would go as far as to say almost a 4-5-1. Now, Arsenal aren't the Galacticos that are Real Madrid. Arsenal have a lot of problems that I think we can exploit. I think their biggest problem is the manager. I'm sorry, and I know you love your boy Arteta, but I still think there are signs of cracking there. They drew with Liverpool in the Premier League. They let Chelsea back into the Carabao Cup game. Although they won it 3-2, I kind of feel they'll be disappointed with that. And they got a Champions League fixture straight after this as well on the Tuesday. So they haven't got a long turnaround time. They used a strong squad against Chelsea in midweek. I think they'll probably rotate a few in this. And they don't really need to play a strong team against Inter because they're pretty much qualified, if not almost certain, to be top of the Champions League group. So they're in a good position. They do have a lot of squad depth. So many good players to rave about in that team. Declan Rice has been brilliant. Gabriel's back and fit. Saliba has looked okay. Saka's looked a little bit for me like that. Gyökeres has scored midweek. So, there's a lot to like about Arsenal and their setup. But I just think we can do something. Now, am I sitting here saying Forest are going to win? No. Would it surprise me if Forest won? Yes. But let's get into the team sheet and let me talk about what I think we should do on this one. So, Was this the team that started last night? I can't even remember. That was against... No, that's the team I would have gone for. I should have listened. Anyway, what do we do here? Murato can go do one. Zinchenko. Oh, this is a good chance, guys, for Zinchenko to get a free ride back to North London after the match. That's what they need to do. So let's sort this team out. Look, Sells has to go in goal. We have to go with Ola Einar at right back. And then I'm a little off Milenkovic at the moment. Let me know in the comments. Have you guys been pleased with Milenkovic's performance, or a little bit like a dad, slightly disappointed in your son? The performances haven't quite been what they were last season. I bring Murillo in. He's been a little bit off himself as well. The one person that hasn't been off is, of course, Nico Williams. He's coming in for me at left back. I still am tempted to put Einar at left back and Nico Williams at right back. I like that balance. Now, what we have to do is sell McAtee. We have to go with a three-man midfield. The three-man midfield for me has to be this. It has to be Dominguez. I think Dominguez should be definitely starting. I bring Sangare straight back into it. Subject to jet lag, Cooper style, and what have you. He has to come straight back into it. And then Anderson. Honestly, Anderson, I would probably think about dropping him for Douglas Luiz. His form for me has been very, very off. Now, in the front three, we're going to be realistic. He's not going to drop Gibbs White. He will definitely drop Bakwa. And what I would do, I would almost go for the Sevilla formation. So I'd go Gibbs White on the right-hand side, wide right. Hutchinson on the left. No chance I play Taiwo there. And then you put Igor Jesus up front. But I would almost, if I really wanted to... the best performance I've seen from this team was against Real Betis this season. That magical first half that we will never relive ever again. That, for me, was a fantastic performance. It was a midfield of Anderson, Sangare, and Douglas Luiz. But Dominguez's form has been so good that you can't drop him. So, and we know the whole 45-minute rule with Douglas Luiz. I think this team can get something out of the game, because what I would do tactically here, guys, is when Forest are defending, you can almost bank up into a 4. You bring Gibbs White into the right-hand side of that midfield. Jesus will drop in, and then you let Hutchinson float either left or right across the pitch, depending on which way the ball is breaking. You almost need to, and this is where I think Dyche will get it wrong. You have to be brave enough to leave a couple of players forward. So what you don't want is Jesus down here holding hands with Sells. Just in that pocket, that cam position. Excuse me. And then you have to let Arsenal think about Hutchinson. He's probably the quickest of the players there. Now, the only other alternative you could do, it has to be 4-3-3 for me. The only other alternative you could do in terms of changing things up for me would be Hutchinson for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, Callum Hudson-Odoi had his best game against Disney FC, but we are talking about a championship team. I just don't think he's got the pace to take on the likes of Timber at right back, and maybe Hutchinson, who looked good on the left-hand side early doors when he got a few minutes and what have you. That's the team I'm going with. I'll be honest with you, though. You can pick any team, and we're probably not going to win this. But we do need a pick-me-up. Honestly, I would celebrate a draw the same way Chelsea did when they drew with them 1-1. Forest got tough games coming up. We got this, Brentford. We got the Europa League in between that. Brentford, I think Crystal Palace coming up, and a few other sweaty games. We have to find points somewhere. We can't just rely on West Ham to lose every single game going forward. So how does this game go? Let me give you heart and head. I got a sneaking feeling that we can get something out of it. Dyche has done it before against Arsenal. When he joined Everton, his first game for Everton was against Arsenal, and he beat them, if I remember rightly. He did crap after that, but that's something I can give you as a positive to hold on to. My head says it will be 2-0 to Arsenal. And if we can get away with 2-0, I'll be okay with that. My heart says we could stink it out a bit. Not like we did last year, but the same result and getting 0-0. But we'll break this down further tonight on Grumpy Old Reds, so make sure you tune in for that. Should be about 7 o'clock. And get your predictions in the comments. But I just feel like I need something to re-energize me about Forest. because right now it just feels so bleh. Please don't forget to like, make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you on Gore tonight. Come on, you Reds.